Hey, what's up guys, it's Ray Brizzy of Lucky Cat Beats, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a soulful trap beat. Let's get to it. This is the beat that I ended up making, and just so you know, I did use Splice, so if you don't want to use Splice, click off the video, but I am selling beats off of Splice, so there's that. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys the sounds that I got, but first I'm going to play it for you guys. So let's start with the intro. So as you guys can hear, the Rhodes I ended up getting from Splice, and then there's this little drum loop right here that I got from Splice. I'm gonna show you guys all of the sounds at the very end, and then there's this other guitar that I got, and I'm gonna play it for you guys real quick. Play you the 808 part, or the bass. And then there's a higher pitch one at the very end. It actually took me a couple of days to do it. First, what I want to tell you guys before I show you guys a sample is that originally it was at 78 beats per minute, so the beat was a lot slower. So let me go to Splice real quick. Alright, so here are all the samples that I got there, actually from Sound Doctrine, and they had practically, they almost end up making the song for you except for the drums, but it did take me a little bit to rearrange it. So this is originally the Rhodes that I got, and it's 78 beats per minute, and let me play it for you guys so you guys can hear it. And as you guys can tell, it's really slow. It's not as fast and upbeat as the beat that I made. So the same goes for all the other stuff. The thing that I do want to play for you guys is the bass. So just give me a moment. Alright, so when you're trying to make a beat off from Splice, what usually I try to do is instead of having a loop that has all the sounds at the same time, try to make sure that they have the sounds individually, and the best way to do that is by putting the BPM. So let me go to Splice and show you guys how I did it. So here we are at the Sound Doctrine, and the one that I got was this one right here. And so I first listened to it here on Splice, and then usually what I do, I try to find like the key that it's in right here. Sorry, I keep on pointing with the mouse. It's C major, so 78 BPM. So what I'll do, I'll put C major right here, and then I'll put the BPM so I can find if there's any instruments that go with it, and they're all here. And usually sometimes on some, depending on who's doing the pack, they'll do the full loop, but also just try to always find all the individual loops, because that's gonna help you out in the end. But that's how I found all the sounds for this specific beat. On Splice, usually sometimes if I don't, because usually this kind of sound isn't really what I do. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up trying to find drums for it. So let me play some of the drums. Alright, so as you guys heard, this drum loop, I ended up using it, but I didn't really like the sound of it. And so over like the next day, I ended up speeding the BPM to 88. And then once I sped up the beat, I could actually make trap sounds over it because it wasn't slow. So it actually sounded nice once I added the trap sounds. But as for the trap drums, it's pretty simple. Let me play it for you guys. And it just kind of stops and plays and whatnot. It's nothing too crazy. Instead of a snare, I use this rim shot right here. And then I use an open hat. Two different kinds of open hats. So there's a lower pitch one, and then there's a high pitch one. And then for the kick, I just got something that wasn't too loud, but that you could still hear it, but also that it's not too modern, so that it sounds like old. Because it is a kind of like a older sound, and so that's what I wanted to go for. Lastly, what I do want to mention is that when I switch the BPMs, and this might happen to you, but when I was playing the bass part, there were certain parts that it was just sounding very distorted. So what I had to do for the rest of the chorus for the bass is that this is the original bass that sounded still good. So what I had to do for the beat was I had to end up making it, well, I had to transpose that sound. So I copied the high pitch bass and then I transposed it -12 so that it sounded lower. It might be a thing just with Reason, but when you're kind of playing around with different BPMs and stuff, sometimes stuff gets stretched too much, so it might not sound as good. So you kind of have to like transpose stuff and see if it works better, pitch it up, pitch it down. It just really depends. And as for the beat, that's all I really did. So for the kick, I ended up using this first one right here, Kick Big Boy by Southside and Place, whatever. I keep on mispronouncing his name, I'm so sorry, man. Alright, and then for the open hi-hats, I ended up using this one's by Place, the 902110. And then the other one was Diamonds. Alright, and then for the regular hi-hat, the closed hi-hat is Art right here, by Place. And he actually has a lot of good drum sounds, so I would definitely get most of his drum kit. And then lastly, for the rim shot that I ended up using was this one shot Ancient by Place. And again, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it helped you guys out. Also, I know there's some people that can't really play instruments and whatnot, and you can definitely sell beats like soulful trap beats using Splice. So definitely do it. Don't let people discourage you. To anybody that does, I'm actually making money through it. Not a lot, but I'm just barely starting. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Ray Brizzy of Lucky Cat Beats, helping you get your next lucky breakthrough moment in music. Take care, guys. Peace.